Tammy on the end. We've got Gracie Elliott right there with her own Ballylanders Finn McCool. He's such a cool horse.
Thank you.
Sierra Deratoni.
Yes.
Deratoni, I get it right. Rio de Janeiro, and he's a beautiful horse. And Tate with Fine With Me, your very own horse, Tate Northrop right here. You guys went in swinging. You went in swinging, right? There was only 4 points added to all of your scores. That was an amazing, amazing day. Amazing. And you smoked them. You guys were 90.6, your total final score. You were 14 points ahead of the second place team. I'm just telling you. What's the secret?
It must be the gray horses or something. It's kind of our good luck charm.
All right, tell us about your ride. What were you thinking when you went in?
Well, I always kind of have a bit of nerves going into any phase. It's just natural for me. But I felt very at peace on Finn. I know show jumping is kind of his best phase. He enjoys it the most. And as soon as I walked into the ring, I knew it was just game on, and we both kind of had our heads on straight. So that was a very calming feeling going into the ring. And once I started and came down to the first jump and got over it, I was like, okay, I think we got this, and on to the next, and on to the next. And when we came through the finish flags, it was just unreal. I couldn't believe I had finally completed it.
Sierra, what about you?
Oh my gosh, as soon as we went in the ring, normally he's like spooking at this, spooking at that, like not paying attention. And he was just completely game. Like he just knew what we were doing. And as soon as I jumped the first jump, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be great. And honestly, it was like the same thing. Like normally every jump, my stomach is just in knots, but I felt so confident and so like relaxed. It was amazing. It was unbelievable.
Tate, what about you?
I was very nervous going in. I think we usually like have a rail or two, but I was so proud of him. I was not expecting just one rail. It was really, it was really fun. He always takes care of me.
So what did you hear in the warm-up? What did you have to do in the warm-up? We know what Elizabeth had to kind of fight for in the warm-up, yeah?
Oh, you go first.
I got there really late, so I had 4 people in front of me, so it was kind of like, okay, we're gonna set this up, okay, go in. So it was a little bit like rushed, so I didn't quite have time to think, and honestly, I think it kind of made it better because I didn't have time to get like all like nervous and everything. Like it honestly kind of felt much better with a shorter warm-up.
For Finn, we tend to like to set up a nice rampy oxer to just kind of get him jumping through his body, and then jack it up to a bigger square oxer and practice a few pretty big verticals, because my problem is that I like the really big gappy distance, and his happy place is more at the base of the fence. So over this past 2 months with Emily, we've really been working on helping me feel more confident at that deeper distance, and it really paid off today. So I'm very, very pleased with him.
I usually, we just like, warm-up's more for me, honestly, and we always like have a pretty good warm-up. He never knocks a rail in warm-up, which kind of sucks, but you know, it happens.
So I heard an interesting story. I think somebody trained from you from another area, and she happened to have a gray horse as well. And it sounded like you guys had a little bit of a bond and a friendship with that.
We love Sam.
Yeah, that's it.
Sam,
Yeah, Sam Tenney. She's the 5th member of our team. She's incredible. She was able to come hang out with us at camp, and got to hang out with her a lot. And it's just, and that's the beauty of, I think, this experience of young riders, is that even though she's from a different state, even though she's from a different area, we bonded over the sport, and we're able to really come together and support her, even though our teams weren't, we weren't one team per se. It was a great experience.
We were with her like the whole way through.
Yeah.
Like we would be happy without her, and we'd be like, we're missing someone. Like who? Like what?
Yeah.
Like we're all here.
Yeah.
I just thought it was great she had a gray horse. I don't know. Yeah. It was fun. All right, so what do you go home and say to your parents, to your support team? How do you say, what have you grown, what have you gotten, and then what do you say to them?
Oh my gosh. Everyone's just gonna be so happy, and they're just gonna tell me like how happy they are, and I'm just gonna, I don't know, I'm just so happy. I'm just gonna hug them. Like I don't even know if I'm gonna say anything. Like it's honestly, I'm speechless.
I think my biggest takeaway from this whole week was knowing to be confident in myself and my horse. I tend to doubt myself a little bit because I have produced him, thinking that I haven't done him justice, but this weekend he really stepped up to the plate, and I was able to put full trust in him and also my riding. And when I get home, I've got a few weeks before I go off to college, so it's kind of a bummer. Like, you know, we get off of this great high and then I've got to go back to school. But there's too many people to thank. I've got two of my greatest friends came here today to support me through this week from Michigan and from back home in Kentucky. And I've got loads of coaches and supporters and friends. My best friend came to groom for me, and she was incredible as well. She came crying to me after I came out of the ring. I was like, okay, you're going to make me cry. Like, I'm fine. But it's just an unreal experience, and I'm so thankful for the Broussards as well for hosting it, for our chef to keep Maxine there in the back, who's probably crying, for Shelly, our coordinator, who, I mean, she put up with all of us. Like, that's a hard job. And, of course, for my parents, who, and there's too many things. I got to keep, you go.
I mean, every day I've gotten like loads of messages just from everyone at our barn, and we have such a small town, so like everyone knew and would be texting me like, good luck at like the jumping thing. Like they didn't quite know what it was, but they're all like, we're so supportive. And my best friend Zoe White couldn't make it, but she has helped me so much, helped groom for me at like tons of shows. And I mean, it's just this season, like the first part was a little rocky, and honestly when the song like for our victory gallop, We Are the Champions came on, I kind of laughed just because like the first part of our season we kind of like paid our dues, and it was totally worth it because this was unbelievable. And my family has been so supportive. My brother-in-law had his whole Home Depot headquarters watching it. Sent me a picture, but everyone has been so supportive. I can't think of enough.
I have so much like support behind me. It's really like fun to see everyone come closer together and like spread all the joy. I mean, this is like so unreal, especially like our first time. It's really crazy. But I'm excited to go home and like see everyone. So it's like, I also think it's fun.
Spread the joy. I love it.